Hello, I'm Anne. I'm a volunteer driver and I volunteer for 1 day a week, and on that day, which is a Wednesday, I take 2 old ladies to the day centre. Well, I think first of all you've got to decide how much time you can commit, because you want to be regular and you don't want to sort of having to cancel at a day's notice or something like that. So there is a commitment, but I think it's as much as you can manage, and I put aside 1 day a week for driving for Bradford volunteers. Well, we do need an organisation that tells us which old ladies to pick up or which old men to pick up and where to take them. So there has to be an infrastructure to help the volunteers. And then after that, I'm told by Jill Brooke whether it would be convenient for me to pick up the 2 old ladies that I've picked up today. And that's what I do every week, every Wednesday. Obviously you have to have a criminal bureau check, because I have the keys to the old ladies' houses. It depends how disabled they are, whether they're living alone or whether they're with other members of the family. But for example today, Vera is fine because she lives with her family. But there's another old lady I pick up, May, and she lives on her own. And she's also quite disabled, which means I have to help her out of the house, lock the door behind her, and make sure that I've given her back the keys. The door's locked safely, and she'll get her safely into the car, and safely delivered here. And when I take her home this afternoon, I also make sure she'll be safe in the house. I'll make sure that she's locked the door once I leave. When you're old and not very fit, it's very difficult to get out of the house. And especially if you're living on your own, it can become very lonely. And it doesn't matter however many members of the family drop in to see them, there's still an awful lot of the day to fill. So that's why I think it's very important for old people if they can get out to day centres. I mean, I know from speaking to them how valuable they found the time that they spend here. And the more often that they can come, the better it is for them, psychologically and physically. They've got to move to get out of the house, they've got to move to get down the drive or into the car. It's a different change of scenery and a different place to come to, and a different lot of people when they come here to meet. And you get to know them. They become your clients. They're the ones that you go and pick up every week. And you do form a relationship with them. You get to know all about their families, and yes, it's much more personal service than a taxi service. I wouldn't really want to do it if I didn't get to know them better. I wouldn't want to be just a taxi service. That's not much fun. There's an awful lot of personal satisfaction that you can get out of it for yourself. I mean, not only this business of your structure of the week, but you meet an awful lot of fascinating people with an awful lot of really interesting life histories and life stories. And so there's a satisfaction in knowing that what you do for them is pleasant for them and helpful for them. But there's also an awful lot of feedback that you get from the things that they tell you. So it's not by any means a one-way process. It's certainly a two-way process, and you get an awful lot of satisfaction out of it for yourself.